Patrick Mahomes walked into the press room as if stepping into the eye of a storm. Camera bulbs cracked like static, microphones lunged forward like a school of sharks catching the scent of blood, and the week's hottest question was thrown without warning. Amon-Ra St. Brown had just leaped over Jahmyr Gibbs to celebrate. What did he think? Mahomes didn't blink. He let the silence stretch, taut as a string about to snap, then tilted a smile to one side. Pretty, loud, but that's circus. The NFL isn't a circus. In Kansas City, we don't turn teammates into ladders. We grind coverage into dust. When the clock hits 0.00, those jumps are just jokes with better lighting. The room choked for 3 counts. On the 4th, chaos detonated. Did you just call Amon-Ra and Gibbs circus performers? A reporter fired. Mahomes shrugged. Voice cold as a ball falling into a receiver's hands on the far hash. Call it whatever you want. I call the scoreboard the truth. Jumping over a teammate is easy. Jump over us. Within 10 minutes, the league felt like it was boiling off into steam. Networks flipped their chirons in unison, turning a leap into a moral frontier. Mahomes, Leapfrog is the NFL's joke. Camp A roared, exactly, showboat, then go 3 and out and you just slapped yourself. Camp B thundered back, joy isn't a penalty, don't criminalize happiness. A retired linebacker laughed live on air. A team that needs to jump to attract the cameras is a team afraid of silence. Champions live in silence. Studios poured fuel, graphics rolled out, demonstrative numbers like exhibits at trial. Chiefs' red zone efficiency up after opponent showboating. Third down rate nudging higher, opposing cornerback eye discipline dropping across the next 2 snaps. The host hammered the nail. Drama is a coverage, and when Mahomes reads it like cover 2. Motor City would not stay quiet. Amon-Ra St. Brown opened his phone, went live, fluorescent light cutting a blade across his eyes. We're a circus. Good. Next time you read a blitz, read the scoreboard too. Jahmyr Gibbs grinned and posted the photo of himself crouched as a launch pad. Be the boost. The comments pelted like hail. Leaping is clownish, and then what do you call a 7-0 lead? Rematch. Make the scoreboard laugh, then talk. Amon-Ra added a story, the ball resting at the 1-yard line like a verdict. Joy isn't a penalty. Andy Reid appeared, serenity personified, mustache barely trembling. Voice cool as a 2-minute drill. Pat owns his words. We coach humility after wins and swagger the right way. If they want to jump, jump. We'll pass. Dan Campbell, different breed, smiled like a man who could chew rebar. We punch, then we jump. If I have to choose between punching, jumping, and silence, I choose punching. Jumping is dessert. 2 philosophies slammed into each other center stage. The internet, a machine built to turn nuance into gasoline, hit redline. Chiefs fans carved their replies. Leap over teammates if you want. We leap over January. Lions fans swung back like sledgehammers. Trick plays win headlines. Drag routes win drives. And the board said 7-0. Who's laughing? But film junkies rolled out the all-22 like forensic sheets. Celebration is tempo change, one thread read. The leap resets the sideline's nervous system. The defense loses comms for 1 or 2 snaps. Real effect. 2-edged blade. If the next series flops, the whole team becomes a meme in handcuffs. Meanwhile, a 15-second cut layered Mahomes' joke with better lighting over a Marshall drumline, titled Leap What? And shot to number 1 trending. Detroit countered with leap, then lead. Slow motion Amon-Ra over Gibbs, that sweet, weightless second when gravity forgets your name, closing on 7-0 with a razor grin. Your punchline still counts 6. As if that weren't enough, a league memo accidentally leaked. A taunting reminder about standing, jumping on teammates or opponents. No names, but everyone knew the names. Chiefs fans typed when. The league wrote a memo. Pat wrote the punchline. Lions fans flipped it. Memos don't stop touchdowns. See you when the games matter. The media rooms became steel mills. Kansas City dropped a 28-second artillery burst. Set protection, hard count, snap, pocket gliding like a dance floor, seam laser, TD. Screen went black on no leads, just leads. A slogan shot from the smoke. Lead, leap. Detroit responded with leap and score. Gibbs crouched, Amon-Ra airborne, 60,000 throats turning into weather, lights blooming over the board, the stamp who's laughing when it's 7-0, like a warrant. Hashtags crowded the line. Arch lead over leap versus Arch leap then lead, every swipe a pressman jam. Mahomes poured more fuel. On the next media day, he didn't sugarcoat. Don't get it twisted. I don't hate joy. I hate fake heartbeats. If a team needs a jump to reset energy, that team lost in its head. We reset with first down chains. Message for Amon-Ra and Gibbs specifically? Someone asked. Mahomes smirked. For anyone turning teammates into props. In Kansas City, teammates are a second read, a third read, a fourth, not a step stool. Game day arrived on the back of 1,000 arguments. The anthem died, the coin fell. The camera found the face that had lit a week on fire. Mahomes slid into the huddle like a magician behind velvet. Tempo on my clap. Eyes up. Trust your landmark. No choreography. Move the chains. Across the line, the leper and the launchpad bent their knees, smiling the way only men do who treat gravity as a suggestion. The first snap sheared the quiet. The opening drive died in a coffin corner punt, a low note thrown at the turf. Kansas City retaliated with a switch release to the right. Mahomes twitched the cadence, the safety bit, the ball cut daylight like a thrown blade. 20 yards, 12 yards, and then a laser through a window only liars claim they didn't see. Chains rattled forward. Detroit replied, jet motion to Amon-Ra, play action tugging the second level up, a deep crosser blooming behind. Catch first down, the building roared. The game became a metronome war. One side throwing on beat, the other running off beat, both trying to steal the stadium's heartbeat. The moment arrived like a gavel. Lions hit the end zone. The roof tried to leave its bolts. Amon-Ra glanced at Gibbs. Gibbs nodded. One breath. Crouch. Vault. The living staircase, the airborne stanza, one rebellious second where the whole place held its breath. The lens cut to the red sideline. Mahomes strapped his helmet, counted with the OC, and let 2 words escape. Let's go. 3 plays later, the dagger fell. Pump to pull the safety, seam behind his ear. Touchdown like a verdict. No pirouette, no pantomime. 1 finger to the sky, then the point to the only thing he worships more than film, the scoreboard. From there, the field turned into a courtroom. Every leap was testimony, every third down cross-examination, every drive closing argument. In the stands, 2 signs stared like predator eyes. Joy isn't a penalty, no leaps, just leads. The debate wasn't should players celebrate anymore, it was who turns the other side's narrative into a trap better. Amon-Ra and Gibbs tried to convert noise into rhythm, Mahomes turned noise into fuel. When the final zeros fell like ash, the verdict sat on the board, but the drama refused to die. Midfield hosted the ancient rite. 3 helmets touched. Mahomes gripped Amon-Ra's hand, tapped face masks with Gibbs, said something only 3 men heard. Amon-Ra nodded. Gibbs laughed for real, the kind that fogs in cold air, not the emoji glued to a caption. Post-game, the press room unsheathed its blades. Do you still think the leap is a joke? Someone drove the point. Mahomes scanned the room like reading disguised coverage. If joy makes them better, I respect it. If joy distracts them, I'll respect it another way. On the board. I don't tell anyone not to jump. I just prefer to lead. In the hall, Amon-Ra leaned against cinder block. I jumped because Gibbs held me up. Tonight I held him up by moving the chains. If that's a joke, make us silent with numbers. Gibbs rolled his shoulders like fastening a vow. If my team needs a launch pad, I'll be the launch pad. Next time if I get the shot, I'll be the finisher. Outside the stadium, the city exploded into 2 colors. Bars bellowed, timelines howled. T-shirt shops ran 2 rival gospels. Leap if you must, lead if you can, and lead if you dare. Leap if you're scared. A fan cut a trailer and hijacked the homepage. Leap. Amon-Ra suspended in night air over Gibbs's brace. Laugh. Mahomes' half smile at the mic. Lead, the clock thudding to 0. Rudru, the score tilting, the roar thinning into winter wind. The last stamp read, no more talk, just football. But everyone knew, even when the next kickoff spun off the tee, this story wouldn't shut up. Because football isn't only yards and points, it's heartbeat and light, words honed to razors, pride squaring up against joy. And in that hot, narrow space, between spotlight and scoreboard, between a leap and a seam route, Mahomes, Amon-Ra, and Gibbs accidentally co-wrote a chapter of theater that will be retold in every bar, in every language, on every midnight scroll. You can leap for attention, you can laugh for the cameras. But when it's 0-0, either you lead or you don't.